What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of the Sheehan Show with me, Sean Sheehan, here on Sherdog.com. And today I'm back with my post-fight show for the PFL finals, PFL 8 2025, the first of the finals, and it was a very, very interesting card. We had the two of the, I suppose, the showcase divisions in the PFL atop of this, crowning their yearly tournament champions with the featherweight and welterweight divisions on show, and we'll talk through both of those fights in detail here over the next few minutes, and I'll have a quick look through the undercard as well. Some very, very interesting stuff on the undercard actually, and some interesting decisions, and some lads, I suppose, pushed at their pin of their collar, which might be a good thing as they progress in their career. But let's start at the very, very top, and let's go to the main event. Sheehan versus Logan Storley, and I'll run through the fight here in a second, but this, to be honest, was the crowning. You know, this was the crowning of the silverback. He goes to 11-0 with a real, to me, a dominant decision. Now, I'll be honest, the judges, I think one judge had it 48-47, and I think Logan Storley might be one of these lads who's like I've never seen Star Wars, but like a Jedi mind trick, whatever that is, over the judges at times, because he didn't win 2 rounds in this fight. No way. 1 round was close, but even at that, I think that was a bit kind. Sheehan dominated this fight. He was by far the better fighter. And do you know what's funny, right? I actually thought Logan Storley fought relatively well. Now his wrestling game and all wasn't a big part of this fight, which is, look, that's bad news for Logan Storley. We all know that. But I thought he fought well on the feet. He actually set up his wrestling pretty well at times. But it just wasn't his night. He came up against a guy who's on a completely different level for him. So let's jump in and go through the rounds here. So it was a very patient start, and it's funny because obviously watching this fight after the co-main event, patience, we'll get to that, but patience maybe wasn't on show at the right times in that fight. But Sheehan, very, very patient. Storley went for a takedown quick, no good, up hard jab from Sheehan, and over the next 2 or 3 minutes here, you're going to hear me saying that word jab an awful lot, because that was the story of this fight, really. Sheehan's jab was just unbelievable, like brilliant throughout this fight. Storley went for a takedown, couldn't get it, basically pulled guard, out of necessity, I suppose. It was kind of a full mount for Sheehan. Storley was holding on. He ended up taking the back out of it, and I was thinking, oh, this is really bad for Sheehan, because he went from mount to having his back taken in a matter of seconds. Storley scrambled, and Sheehan got back to his feet very, very well after that, and the jab just started going again. Jab by Sheehan, moving well, countering well. Storley went for an ankle, picked in, got up to the clinch immediately, out quick, body kick by Sheehan, and that was kind of towards the end of the round. So Storley went for a lot of takedowns, didn't get any. The closest he got was in that scramble, as I said, when Sheehan ended up on top and took the back. But no, easy round for Sheehan in the first, no doubt about it. That body kick laid very, very hard as well. Second round, Sheehan was switching stances. And do you know what I loved in this fight as well? He was doing the old school leg kicks, the high leg kicks, which you know, and when I say high now, I mean to the thigh. We usually see calf kicks these days, which you would think against a wrestler was a wrong thing to do, but they worked well for him here. The jab again, Storley was hurt to the body. Sheehan landed a lovely set of elbows against the cage, and Logan fought back though. He landed a nice right hand, and he was punching more. Sheehan was slipping them so well though, but because of those punches, it opened it up for Storley, and Storley did get a takedown. He did a great job, got into guard, but then Sheehan literally kicked his way out of it. Logan took the back, no hooks. So Sheehan took the back in the first round. I might have misspoken there. I said Logan, but Logan took the back in the second round. But he just no hooks. Got to the right position. It felt like he didn't back himself. Maybe that's a little bit harsh. But Sheehan got up and out from that, landed a beautiful front kick to the face, hurt Logan, landed a flying knee, and then dropped him with a right hand behind the ear. Heavy shots as Logan was on his knees. Logan got up on the bell, but this fight absolutely could have been stopped there borderline 10-8, but I would have given it a 10-9. So 2 definite rounds for Gene. Third round, Gene was jabbing again. Logan was in on a single, but Gene got up immediately. Gene was kicking high, threw a wheel kick at one stage as well, which was just off. Logan kind of missed on a takedown, and Gene thinks about the guillotine, which gives Logan the ability to get to the clinch, but he got out again very quick, and he landed a lovely timed knee as Storley was coming in. Beautiful, beautiful shot. There was so many of those like beautiful shots and varied. You know, Logan went for a takedown again and got to the back, got one hook in. Gene was looking a little bit more tired at this stage, got to the half guard and in the mount for Logan, but he shucked him off and landed a hard jab again. Look, could you argue Logan Storley won that round? I think it'd be a pretty bad argument, to be honest. I think Gene won it. The fourth round was the closest round, though. Both were loose on the outside at the start of the fourth, which is interesting. Gene defended a double leg. He was landing more in combination, I thought, here, but again, did look a little bit tired. Right hand was nice, and then Logan landed a nice jab and a knee of his own, and then Gene landed a lovely left hand, but I thought the Logan Storley right-handed he landed against the cage rocked him a bit, and the commentary said it as well. It was an odd one because it was hard to see if he was rocked or kind of just falling back, but I do think it rocked him. You know, Gene kind of sprawled himself in the middle of I don't know who was going for a takedown sort of thing, but Logan got to the right position, landed some ground and pound, up heavy knee by Gene, landing in some good punches again towards the end of the round. I thought Gene won it again. I give Gene every round, but it was closer. I could see that round going for Storley. In the fifth, though, Logan got in around his waist, got to the clinch, but broke very quickly. Again, lovely jab from Tad Gene. Logan got a takedown, but Gene popped up very quickly. But Logan got another takedown in, got to the right position, but again, up to the clinch, out. Both were landing on the feet. Gene landed a lovely knee to the body and inside elbows as well. Good shots again from both on the feet after that, but again, those knees from Gene, landed a lovely left hook at one stage when he was switching positions. Logan landed a couple of right hands as well. A really fun last 90 seconds. Gene won that round. There's no doubt about it in my mind about that, but I had him winning all 5 rounds, and yeah, I'm amazed the judges didn't give him at least 4 of those rounds. I know 2 of the judges did, but I'm amazed all 3 judges. But anyway, at the end of the day, Tajin is the champion. Logan Storley fought well. You know, I thought he fought well. He couldn't get his takedowns, but he kept going for him, and he was valiant on the feet. But Tajin is a superstar, and him versus Musayev or whoever they give him next surely is going to be very, very interesting, because this guy is an absolute star. Looking forward to seeing what's next for him. Then the co-main event, Jesus Pinedo against Mavlid Habalayev, went the exact opposite way. Instead of the wrestler getting outstruck, it was the striker getting out wrestled in this one. Jesus started well, though. He was landing some shots for the first, I don't know how many seconds. I should have written it down. 20 seconds maybe, but an easy takedown from Mavlid. Jesus, again, doing well, landing elbows from the bottom. But I have an awful problem when a striker gives up the position. And when I say gives up the position, they just he allows his opponent to stay in the position. Like, you're okay, throw elbows or go for a triangle or whatever. Like, let's be honest, we know that very rarely is going to work to do exactly what Tajin did, kick him out, like kick off those hips, and easier said than done. But Pinedo wasn't even working for it, and the problem with that is when you get back to the feet, you're too tired to do anything. Then, you know, there was very little work. There was a stand-up. Victor Shaolin was refereeing this fight, and I know he fought and everything, and people like to say, oh, you know, he fought, he knows exact. There was one good stand-up in this, but I thought a lot of the rest of them were atrocious, to be honest. But yeah, they were stood up anyway, and Jesus was kind of teeing off. Then Mavlid landed a right hand. Jesus was landing some good stuff, but went too quick, and there was too much. And Mavlid landed a counter takedown against the fence. But, you know, they're both landing on the ground, heavier ground and pound from Mavlid done, and he won that round. The second round, I have a bit of an issue with the judging as well. We'll get to the second. So Mavlid punched his way into the clinch, got an easy takedown, big ground and pound with the handcuff, big swelling on the eyes of Pinedo, and he took the back two hooks, went for the rear naked choke, almost got it. He survived, got to the guard. Again, a horrible break here. I've no idea why he stood him up. I think I'm not sure. He was saying something. Maybe there was an illegal fence grab or something that I didn't see. I didn't see anything, but maybe I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on that one. Anyway, as they stand up, and funny enough, I was like, oh, what if Pinedo knocks him out here? Imagine you'd be up in arms if you were Mavlid and his team. But it was nearly the other way around. Mavlid dropped him with a massive right hand. I thought it was finished. Massive ground and pound, survives in guard. Late went for the arm triangle, almost finished him as well. Two judges gave this 10-9. This is a borderline 10-7. So yeah, this was I can't believe two judges scored this 10-9. He was almost finished 3 or 4 times. Like we there was a fight in the UFC last week and everyone's talking about it being a 10-7. This is what a 10-7 is, or should be maybe. Yeah, I honestly, the judges scored this 10-9, need retraining. But anyway, round 3, Jesus dropped him with a right hook, and it was his moment, but he couldn't capitalize on it. Mavlid got a takedown into guard. Again, the referee warned him about an elbow on the ground. I'm like, what elbow is illegal? Like, I don't know. Was he punching into the eye socket or something? I didn't see that. It looked like he was putting it across his throat or something again, which isn't illegal. I've no idea. But anyway, I thought it was a nightmare for Shaolin in this one. Small bits of ground and pound from Mavlid, but it was enough. Up to the clinch eventually, but again down with a takedown. When it got back to the feet for the second time, Mavlid landed a flying knee. Jesus really didn't do much late. Round 4, Jesus was just got too aggressive again. Easy double leg from Mavlid, got into that quarter mount position and into guard. Not really much ground and pound. This is where the better stand up was in round 4. Another easy takedown for Mavlid towards the end of the round. And you know the biggest issue with this is that Pinedo waited too much. Earlier in the round, too aggressive. Here, waited too much, and it was no good. The fight was over at this stage. Like, you're not beating Mavlid. He was beating him on the feet and beating him on the ground. Round 5 takedown immediately. Jesus got to his feet, but Matt returned half guard. Got into the mount, arm triangle, and he ended up tapping him. It was one of those ones, I think the end of the 4th, start to the 5th, the fight was beaten out of him, and it was easy for Mavlid Habalayev again in the end, and a great win for him, well deserved, and very disappointing from Pinedo. I picked him coming in, but terrible performance, I'll be honest. Very, very bad performance from him. Right, let's run through the rest of the cards. The fight after that, Acela got a big win over Yves Landau. Looked really, really good, switching on the feet in the first round, landing some lovely combos, good on top. In the second, he got this lovely trip, Petr Yan style, got on top as well. But in the third, Acel pulled pulled guillotine. Yves Landau landed some heavy ground and pound, and he could have been on his way to 10-8 there. And it could have been a draw, but Acel went for a triangle late, almost had it, and I think that saved the 10-9. So a good win there for Acela Juge. He moves now to what is he? Is he 11-1 or something like that? Let me just I'll pull that up here in a second. But big 10-1 he is. Big win for Acel, and a really good performance. Big win as well for Jordan Newman, and he very nearly didn't have the win. Got dropped in the first 10 seconds or so by Islam Abdel Basset, who took his back, but Newman recovered and got back to the feet and was landing some good stuff. But it was the hard knees late in round 1, landed 2 of them. Abdul Basset's face was absolutely burst to pieces. Keith Peterson gave him a chance to come back out for the second, but he didn't. He quit in his stool, looked to be fairly injured. So, yeah, good win for Newman, but he learned from it and from getting dropped, and it might be no harm. The next 2 fights after that then were the closest, I suppose, unexpected ones. A lot of people talking about a robbery for Kyle Driscoll against Hussein Khadimagomedov. I thought Khadimagomedov did win, in fairness. One of those fights that not a whole lot happened. I wonder will they run it back again. I could see that maybe. And then the other fight, Jacob Kazuba beat Sergio Cosio. A good win for Kasuba, but again, I think a bit of ring rust here might have been the thing. The Cosio pressure was pretty strong. But Kazuba got through it, and you would think next year he's going to be in the tournament. He absolutely has to be, in my opinion. At the start of the card, then Matt Turnbull and Tom Pagliuelo, beautiful knee to the body at the end of the first round, got the win from Tom. Oh, absolutely lovely shot, and there was a similarly lovely shot in the Sarek Shields fight. Shields cut Mech with an elbow and knees. Well, it was the knees that cut him from the tie clinch, but landed an elbow before it. You know, Mech had been wrestling him, but it was a really... I thought at first it wasn't a really bad cut, but it was, and the referee stopped it and did a good job. And in the last fight to talk about was Nathan Kelly against Fred Duprat. You know, tough watch for me here in Ireland. You know, Kelly came out swinging. It was a really good first round, and yeah, you know, Fred went for a takedown, but those beautiful Travis Brown elbows from Kelly. I thought he might be able to finish him with him, but he wasn't able to. Kelly was aggressive and landing, but Fred got the counter takedown into the guard. Elbows from the bottom from Kelly just weren't good enough. Fred aggressive in the second, easy takedown, got into the half guard, underhook up in the clinch from Kelly, but Kelly was landing shots in the clinch. Fred went for a takedown, and Kelly popped up, and as he did, he got caught in the guillotine, and the referee here, absolutely awful, as Kelly was kind of choked out. Again, it wasn't you know, Nathan Kelly, I think he's coming back too quick from these fights. He didn't look great in there, to be honest, and got choked out. But a good win for Fred Duprat against a guy who probably would have been a big favourite against him not too long ago. So that's the top and bottom of this PFL card. All in all, a pretty good card, and two new champions crowned for the PFL. All right, I will leave it there. Thank you very much to everybody for tuning in. My name is Sheehan for Sherdog.com. We'll see you all next time.